All right, we have a complicated question. 16-year-old client receiving phenytoin oral suspension, 7 milligrams per kilogram per day. They are receiving a weight based medication orally in 3 divided doses. Client's weight is 125 pounds, which is great. How many mils will the client take per dose? And again, they're getting 3 divided doses. And oh, look, we have the answer here. How convenient. But we're going to pretend it's not there because we're going to take this seriously. So, a lot of information here. Client is written for 7 milligrams per kilogram per day. That weigh 125 pounds. Whenever I do weight based calculations, I always calculate the milligrams per kilogram first to get that little component out of the way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to convert pounds to kilograms. So if we're looking for kilograms, we know that 4 kilograms, we're going to have pounds at the bottom. I think it's what, 2.2? So the conversion rate's 2.2. So we're going to do 125 divided by 2.2, just so you set it up there. And that's going to give us, if I grab my calculator, 125 divided by 2.2 equals 56.818 kilograms. That's great. I'm going to leave it as many decimal places as I can to keep it more accurate. If you decide to round it now, it'll probably end up messing up your calculation a bit. So you really want to be as accurate as possible while you're doing that. And then we know that for the dose, we're going to be multiplying by, so for every 1 kilogram, we're going to be administering 7 milligrams. That's a horrible 7. I'll cross it for you. Which means 56.818 times 7 is going to be, we're going to be administering 397.726 milligrams total, which is great. So we have that information that they're going to be given 397.726 milligrams total, and that's going to be over 3 doses. So if we look back on the question, we have our concentration, so we can go ahead and figure out how many milliliters that's going to be. So we have our milliliters. We know that if we, oops, how do I erase? I'll just cross it out. So we have 5 milliliters over 125 milligrams times 397.726 milligrams. Those are going to cross out. 5 times 397.726. Oops. 5 times 397.726 equals, divided by 125, equals 15.909 milliliters. So we know that they're going to be receiving 15.909 milliliters total. And then we know because this is being split into 3 doses, we can divide that number by 3. Divided by 3, which is 5.3 milliliters total per dose. We're rounding it to the nearest tenth because we're above 1 milliliter. So that is our final answer. Again, this one's a little bit complicated. I think this is the hardest that math questions tend to get for NCLEX purposes because they are weight-based. They require a little bit more nuance. You just want to make sure that you're accurate because if you're working with children, it's important that you use accurate dosage. So go ahead, convert your weights first to make your life a little bit easier. So if we have our kilograms, that makes our life better because then we can just do the calculation based on the concentration that we're given for the weight-based calculation. Once we have that, we know exactly how much we're going to be giving in terms of milligrams. We can go ahead and we can do a regular DA question to get that final answer.